True revelation comes in hand in all ways in cycle locations. Trying to understand what's going on is mostly important to understand everything through humanity's species line connection. So I'm going to read something out I sent into matrix revelation line center rotations and everything through high level systems of calculations. Lines of interface and communications circling to is coming into clarity vision, no more density fields of walkways. We are now entering the frost bridge for everyone to cross the gateways of tactic solution. Now, in communication line centers, is truly understand what does that mean? That means everybody's coming into their own visionary tactics. Communication line center. Clarity vision's coming in. Dream awakening is in full cycle right now. So that means the filters and the veils are revealed. It's based on how we come into high-level rotations into truth that surfaces in all-level system rotations. It's very powerful when you come in that rotation. So I sent you guys a very powerful notification on live. Hopefully you got it. Go on my TikTok. It's because it's interesting because here it says 10, and then on my phone it says 11 that I'm going to be on because it's in a time zone of difference, right? So it's all about understanding. I give you notifications in live when I go on. So hope everybody's doing well in communication. All right. So the visionary tactics is high forcing right now, guys. The gamma reduction centers is in full force of space anomaly. The tracking system to its allocated line centers. So we're coming into GPS tracking. It's very powerful through communications. Your identified line centers is coming into rotation. I send you guys very powerful TikToks. Every time I send you guys a video, it's in confirmation signals to Vega. So they keep a scripture line center in rotations. So they scan the operation line center. Remember, everything above is looking below. So it's trying to stand through calculations to come back force line centers. So today, what I want to do is put everybody into the computer screens. All right. So you're all going to go into each other through the computer and the box line center. You guys have to understand transmission communications. I have to go through it. You have to go through it. It's the only way we can high rise, understand everything through the allocated line center. All right. So in position line connections, I will high rise everybody into high positions. It's kind of like you guys going into your souls of each other. But this time you're going to be going into the high level system, the ground line centers of vibration, the Schumann resonance. So everybody's going to go into adaptation cycles, the identification line centers set up to the computer screen locations. So each and every one of you is going to go through your computer screen line centers to everybody else, right? So it's going to feel weird at first. So it's kind of like going into somebody else's TV reception. It's locked in its system, dimensional timeline system rotations. And tomorrow we go to Egypt. Really looking forward to that. Questions or comments for all the new viewers on that, please, if you want to understand more what's happening with my galactic school, the schooling line center, go to my email. Anything about the healing, anything in construction or anything structure line system, anything you want to know, come back to me through the line system. I go all position locations to TikTok, and I give you what you need to understand. That's the most only understand through communication cycles to that position. So, Tina, Ashley, Cleopatra, Amber, how's it going? Amber, I got your message. Yep. Yeah, you're going through heat structure interference, right? Through anxiety, trip line center rotation. I got that through calculations. So remember, I'm in formation of high level rotation. So it comes into alarming system when you guys are not in well aligned center, right? So it's all about putting you back in line conditions. Actually, I got your email. I'll send you after I finish school. Okay. And let's see, let's get into drawing interference. We're going to practical line center rotations. The faster we get this done, the faster we can get into questions and answers. Okay, it's very important to understand these position locations because a high rise is your levels of activation. All right, so, and it's important to understand these things because when you get out of test reviews and evaluations, this gives you a little bit more how to protect yourself to all level. Okay. I went through a very powerful line sequence locations of a matrix lock, and my clarity vision was so profound. It was unbelievable. It's like me communicating with you in person, and that's how your vision comes into all level system. It's not a hologram. You actually come out of the hologram and you come actually into high level systems of everybody else, the calculations. So it's interesting when you come into those high ground line centers. And remember, it's a program that's already sent in your position in security line defense. You come to high force line centers and position locations. So for all the new viewers, just basically watch. Have any questions? That's okay. If you get frustrated, you're scratching your head, that's okay too. The team can help you out and always inform. Okay. All right, so let's get started. We got the radio activation line centers, gamma and reduction interference is coming in through channel line center rotations. We're going to go into high-level systems of computer line conditions. Now, the faster I get the wind cycles out to line center rotations in high positions, all levels of an activation core line center, which puts you in a higher division line center to its conditions. All right, so we go into this position location. All right. So this is the computer line screen. This is the point line center view and position. This is everybody in line center. You guys have to get used to your circle locations. You're always in high rotation of gamma reduction. So when you come in that positions, I set up the dimensional lock connections and basically you fly at a direction of timeline center to its condition interference. That opens all track line centers to its rotation. Let's change the coloration line center. So we're coming into high level positions of your astrologics, how you come into graph line center. Now it's going to open all trap line center to its line connection position locations. All right. So it kind of looks like a locker, right? When you're at school, that's what it kind of looks like, right? Locker, locker, locker. But it's basically it's connected to a vault. That vault is connected to a high level system, a product line system. It's gamma reduction. Gamma reduction is high line center T connections. High force is your levels of your T reception. So the activation line centers in your product system is going to switch anomalies to allocate a line center. So it's very powerful. You come in that position. So I'm going to change the graph line centers. We're going to the graph line communication cycles. Let's go into high level rotation. We're going to change the door line center in position. Okay. Now you're going to see this through first line center. This is going to change your anomaly switch line center rotations and put you into each other through track system. Allocate line center and rotation in position locations. See that? See the little dots there, the round line center rotation positions? So it's all about transferring communication line centers, the point line center to its gamma and its reduction interference. So it's very powerful how you travel through these line center rotations. Okay, 1, 2, 3, here we go. Coloration lines coming into allocation line center. All position locations are coming in, track line system rotations, all community line centers to high levels of the GFLs and the rebellion lines, collective force, and all position locations. All right, 20 minutes, have fun. So the activation line center is set up to location positions. You guys are now on your computer screens of everybody else to allocate line center. So it's all about understanding Jill's in Samantha, Samantha's in Diane, Diane's in Alicia, Alicia's in Cleopatra, Cleopatra's in Ashley. So you guys got to understand your activating line center. If you want to get into healing rotation positions, you have to understand the track line system of everybody else through connection. All right. So have fun. You guys are in your computer screens of somebody else. So you have to know exactly who you're in. What body are you in? We went through those communication cycles in its rotation cycle system. Truly understand that the soul can identify you through track system, but you have to say, oh, I'm in Tina's body. Oh, I'm in Samantha's body. So you have to really understand the computer line center of you is this reduction to understand how to connect all levels when you come into computer screen locations. All right. So how do you guys feel? I have to do this extremely fast because you guys 20 minutes on the clock on position. All right. Have fun. 20 minutes on the clock. There you go. So let's understand how to do these things through track system. Yeah. So Tina, Ashley, Cleopatra, Tina, Amber, you guys can ask questions now. It's going to feel a little bit weird, guys, because you're not in your own bodies anymore. You're in somebody else's. So you have to understand the activation line centers. You have to understand the gamma reductions. You have to understand the heart line center rotations. You have to understand the travel and recognition position locations of somebody else. You want to learn how to heal other people? You have to go inside their body and their electrical lights, their communication cycles. You have to go understand what they are through the crystalline activation. You have to understand what they are through the ground line center. You have to understand what they are through the crystal activations. Okay. So it animates line center rotation positions, copy and paste its value, everything through tracking line system rotation. But truly understand is what you're doing through calculations. That's the importance you have to grasp. All right. So let me know what you guys are feeling right now. going to feel kind of weird, right? You have to truly understand how to use your eye receptors, eye location positions, how to use an actual computer screen to line center rotations, understand elliptical lights in position of those locations. All right. So, going on, how's it going? So everybody is in a low line center. We're all in position locations, but there's different alliance. Okay. So my school is expanding like crazy now because everybody's awake to that line center. So everybody's walking the frost bridge. The frost bridge is the rainbow activation line center. The density fields is finished. So we're coming in 5D track line center, 5 activation line connections, and everything through 5 density rotation. Puts everybody into 555 in communication centers to all allocated line centers and dimensional time block system. So it's very powerful when we come into these levels of rotations, right? But it's also very powerful to understand you have to know what it's like to be in somebody else's body through their electrical light system. All right. All right. So hope everybody's doing well. Smith, I can feel you slightly elevated heart rate and hungry tummy. Well, there you go. So basically, Jill's in Samantha. You have to understand whose body you're in. That's the true understanding because you could be in somebody else's body and not sure. So it's all about understanding. Jill is in Samantha, and that's what Samantha is connected to. And Samantha is connected to Jill. Jill's connected to Samantha, and Jill's going through connections of your slightly elevated heart rate and you're hungry. So it's really interesting how you come into the across line system rotations, right? So that's how you come into your Schumann resonance of each other. Your track system and your vortex line centers is changed through its rotation, the cycles and its communications, right? So, all right. Wondering if half the sky is pure white today because of the CME impact yesterday, or I'm rising up. Nope, you're rising up there, Lucas. Your track line centers and your perceptions are high forcing right now. The sky surface and its position to its allocated line center, coming in line center rotations. Basically, you have to understand that everything that you see outside is coming out of high levels of an illusion and you're coming more of image or clarity. So it's all about understanding what you're seeing. Everybody right now is crossing the frost bridge of its rainbow activation line center. This is going to put you in a higher level of interference or reduction and put you in a higher level, okay, into the veil. All right. And put you guys into the veil. Clarity. I can see now. So the dream awakening is on full cycle now. Everybody's awake. Now the activation line center is in position locations. The frost bridge is going to activate all position of ground line center. It's in its identification line connections, but you have to be connected to all levels of crystal activation line system. So that's where you have to come to the general to activate locations. And like I said, the intelligence is going to find a way to wake up its system. It has to go into all levels of activation. It has to go into all levels of creation. It has to go into all levels of force line system to its guidance. It has to find a way to get into the atmospheres of time lock system, guys. Especially now, because we're out of the density fields of fourth riding. So, all right, I see a grid on the floor. Beams are raising fast around me and everything is rotating. Yeah. Let's see, I see a grid. Yeah, so what is the grid that you see? You see the beams are raising fast around me and everything is rotating. Yeah. So you have to send the gridlocks and rotations to the ground line systems there, Cleopatra. I'm feeling stiff neck and slightly sore joints this morning. Okay. Yeah. Everybody's coming in that positions of stiffness and all that, right? Lots of pressure on the third eye. I'm not sure you want me in your head, Cleopatra. Okay. So you guys have to go through all these things if you want to get into healing of everybody else. At least you get into understanding you're in a computer screen of everybody else. So you know what your body is. So imagine being somebody else's body. You have to go through these things, the track system line connections. You have to understand the GPS trackers and its communications and what you're doing through wire and the mainframes. So, well, this person in my body feels my anxiety. Okay. So Amber, who do you feel? What do you feel the mind telepathy of that person? Right? Because Jill caught on that it was Samantha. And Samantha should know exactly that it's Jill. That's the communications. That's the balance, guys. Right? So, what do you feel? Who do you feel? You know, the conceptual line center and the heart reactor has to understand you through position. And it's important you guys understand these things when you travel into space. It's all about getting to know each other inside and out, and always in cycles, a space anomaly. Right? So, were you sore before I showed up, Ashley? Feeling a little bit of anxiety lump rising in my throat. Mm-hmm. Did I miss the start of the travel? And communication line centers in high position locations. Yeah. Put Ellen in line center rotation in communications. Put her on the computer screen, allocate line center. DNA track line center to its rotation. 2 high levels of the cosmic universal system. 2 allocated line center to its conditions. Yep. 2 the GFLs. All right. So, yeah, not feeling good. I don't know if I'm feeling Lucas. Some head pressure, head pulsing, breaking down. See? How does it feel being in somebody else's conceptual line of central line position? How does it feel? How does it feel? Doesn't feel too good, does it? Does it? Because you don't have balance. So you have to understand how powerful it is to actually be in somebody else's body through their computer line center and their operation, how their connections to their high level systems of reduction. All right. So now it's really to stand in this positions of what's happening through track system. Hola, ¿cómo estás? My maid. So, how does it feel? You guys want to heal everybody else? Now you know what it feels. Now you know what I go through every single day, right? It's all in relation, not of just you guys. And this is where it comes into humanity of understanding how powerful it is to be in somebody's track system. It's convulsing, it's confusing, it's anxiety, it's depression. Do you understand? Because you don't understand their body. That's why I put you guys there so you get a better understanding. And when I take you out, you'll feel better because that's all you know. But that's a good start, right? So that's the GFLs. They have to understand the communications of other intelligence signals. And everything through their body track system is allocated timeline system of its locking conditions. All position of you through your third eye, your chakra systems, your heart rotation line center rotations, your mind and collaboration line centers, or everything to your soul direction. So, no, you should know exactly what you're feeling, Cleopatra. What are you picking up through DNA of that track system? It's electrical light through all levels of your mainframes. So you have to really connect to each other through telepathy, right? So it's pretty weird, right? Amber's freaking out, right? Because she doesn't understand the conceptual line center and where she is in position. She knows she's not in her body anymore. Like I said, I took everybody out of their soul at the beginning. You have to go through the high level rotations. And when you go back into your body, everything starts making sense, right? So it's all about understanding how powerful it is on what I go through every single day. And how I have to go into your line centers and change all your tracks and your energy lights and all position locations to keyboard line center or your computers and your activation core line center positions. All right. So you understand why I give you test reviews and evaluations, right? It's important to pay attention to these things, right? So Diane, how's it going? Don't worry, I'll get you guys out. You guys can't seem to handle it. Too much pressure is going on right now. But I just want you to know what it feels like, right? It feels weird, doesn't it? Because you don't understand the activations of their body, but you're trying to understand your activation of your body, right? It's a lot different, isn't it? Totally different concept, totally different travel, totally different activation, right? Totally different computer, right? Ashley, I felt you were feeling me. That's me, Ashley, right? It's like Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis switched their bodies. Voice box. The mother was the kid, And the kid was the mother. Interesting how it goes in the concept line center rotations. There's nothing that you can't do through energy, but it's a lot different now because you guys are in the GFLs and you have to understand the computer line center of everybody else and how it's operated, right? And it's very confusing if you don't understand the wire setups, right? I'm not trusting myself or vision. Slight pressure on my right side of my face, head, right? Because it's not yours, it's somebody else's. So I just wanted to show you. I'm going to take you out. Don't worry, because I know you guys are flustered right now. I'm having trouble seeing. See? Because you know it's not her vision, it's somebody else's. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is what it is. When you go in somebody else's computer line reset, you have to understand what you are doing, right? So when I put you back, you'll be back together to yourself. Position, locations, more comfortable, right? But it's strange being in somebody else's circuits, right? Through their own position line conditions of their thought and their activation line condition, position, location. So pressure on my right side of my chest, seeing circling lines above brain, staircase, endless staircase. See? All right, so I think 20 minutes is too long. I'm going to take you guys out soon because it's a lot of, you guys are very construed. So that's what's happening right now. So I'm basically, I'll give you guys 5 more minutes and then I'll take you out, right? But just imagine what I do when I do healing. This is what I go through every single day. I want you to know what it's like, what your general does every single day when I do these things, right? It's getting the balance, not just with me, getting the balance with them and where they are through the psychological of their systems, through their central connections, or anything through activation cycles. Heart's going nuts and anxious. See, it's all about understanding is that you guys are in kind of freaky mode. It's kind of like, whoa, what just happened? Different heart. Whoa, different mind. Whoa, different thought. Whoa, different sideline, different communication, different activation, different color, different light, different program. So it's kind of like, it's kind of really, really creepy, right? You're trying to find the balance with that. And if there's an anxiety in one sideline center and that heart is in that position locations, you have to learn how to control the system because it's not your body anymore. It's somebody else's. And that's what I have to do with healing, guys. I wanted to show you how powerful it is where you have to get into yourself first. Master your communications. When you go back into your system of your circuitry line center that sets up all operations back into calculations, you'll feel, whoa, now I know what General's talking about. All right. So pressure in the left ear. I just keep seeing moving machinery. Lungs feeling a little sore. See, you're reading somebody else's cycle. See what it is? So this is what you guys have to understand. If you want to get into healing somebody else, this is what you have to learn to control. The whole body conception of the central line system has the all level connection to its line connection. Truly understand everything made for you. The hydraulics and connections, energy lights, energy track line system rotations, all activation core to its heart reactor line center. So Amber, okay, I'm in Diane. Okay, so you should know exactly who you're in, right? I can't even hear. All right. Okay, so Diane's in Amber, Amber's in Diane. So Amber's trying to understand Diane, Diane's trying to understand Amber. Kind of freaky, right? Because you know you're not in your body, right? You're freaking out. You just understand why you just have to have a control, understand the power of the mind, of what you can do through energy, right? So, all right, let's see here. I've had strong ringing ears for past 3 years, but last 2 days have been super intense. Yeah, it's going to get more intense because you're getting activation line connections to audio tracks of your right and your left. So it's opening up more to you through space, and your perceptions are opening up more through clarity vision, and everything through your chakra system is opening up more through communication, to space and time, right? Your transponders and everything in that line system. So slightly nausea, instant stopped. So feeling side of neck pressure. All right. So what does it feel like being in somebody else's body, guys, through the electrical light systems? We started off that before where you guys were just into switching bodies, but you were in the physical alignments. This one, you're in position of the avatar, which is very confusing, right? Because it's all computer and you don't know what's going on, right? But when you go back in your body, you're more happier, right? So this is what I go through when I go through healing, guys, right? So it's getting the balance with yourself first, right? That's important. So you have to get into formation, truly understand how powerful it is when we do these things. All right, I'm going to take you guys out. You guys are really a bit anxiety tripping. All right, line center rotation position, line conditions. Okay. Okay, reverse line center rotation positions to all level conditions. Put everybody back in their activation core line center, computer operation line position locations. Yep, all level system rotations coming in. All right, you guys are all back. All back in your circuitry line center rotation. So I just changed the code line centers. So how does it feel now? You guys should be fluctuating back into your system through your ground line center, back into your connections of your own body, electrical light system. So I don't want to keep you guys in there too long centered because you have to understand it's not your body you're in, but now you're back in your bodies. So you guys should be feeling a little bit better now. So it's all about understanding everything through the ground line center, right? So you got the ground line centers, you got your levels and your powers, and the absolute line center. This is the basic understanding. This is for people that are new to the channel line system. As you come into high line center, E field line center rotations, this is you in position locations. You never leave the sideline center. You're always in position location, right? So truly understand your resonance line center locations. This is where you start. And then it just over time, it expands and circles, right? So how's everybody feeling? You guys are feeling a little bit better now when you're back in your body? All right, so it spins, and it expands over time. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you become more spacious of time locking system through space and anomaly. All right. All right, so you guys are discussing each other now. So you have something more to talk about. So now you're more connected to each other because you switched your circuitry lines. You switch your circuitry boards. Okay, so that was cool, wasn't it? I was in you, Jill. You have very clean, clear lines. That was cool. I didn't like that. See, Amber didn't like it. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. But at least you experience it. At least you experience it. And it's real. And it's all done through codes. All right. So now you know what your general can do, right? So, wow, right? Powerful. Just want you to know because it's all about appreciating each other. But I'm just telling you what I have to go through with you guys when I have to reform, readjust, and you feel amazing afterwards, right? Imagine me going into you and you feeling uncomfortable, right? Your locks off center. My eyes are not connecting. My brain locks off system. So it's confusing if you don't know what you're doing, right? And it's very freaky if you don't understand the rotation of what's going on through the person and its circuitry line system to its connections. You have to understand their mainframes. You have to understand their heart reactors. You have to understand their thoughts. You have to understand their travels. You have to understand their psychological system event through calculations. Okay? So I actually like the experience. Jill, were you feeling any sort of underarm pressure? Hearts? This is going to help you high-rise your line center, your circuitry lines, and your elements. This is going to sky force you into higher level position. So full breakdown, Yags, good morning. But how does it feel? How does it feel knowing that you're in somebody else's circuitry line center, box frequency 2T reception? So Feels weird, right? And now everybody feels better, right? See? If you're more aware of what's going on, if you understand what your general is going to be doing, then you're going to connect right away. Oh, I got sore ear. Oh, my throat hurts. Oh, I can't. My heart is pitter patting. What's going on? It doesn't feel like my heart. It feels like somebody else's. So now you're directing signals to something else that isn't you. Okay? So to true understanding to get your own resonate pattern line connections, a mutation line center interference position to mastering you in communication first before you heal others. It's not easy, is it? If you don't understand the circuitry elements of attachments to the cell line system. So you guys are in the computer line centers of cells. Yep. It's amazing how you come to high line center rotations, and that's why it felt weird. Right? So you guys can discuss that all you want. Size graph line center in position locations. This goes out to the new people. Now the GFLs understand these locations, but it's the grounds, the powers, and the air center line center. Now we come into high level rotation into your own magnetic. Okay, it's a cup line center rotation. All right. This is all your information in the constant records. It goes into the line center rotation, into the mind of collaboration of past, present, and future. All right. It highlights your signals, goes into allocating line center, and sets up your flux capacitor line interference. So it goes into the mind, goes into the heart, goes into the soul, right? And then it goes all the way down to the ground line center to the connections, opens up all track line center to your flux capacitor. Okay? So when you come to high formation line center, you come into high line center. The magnetic line system has to truly understand you through calculations. When it understands you more through calculations, it forms you into a high level of electricity line connection. This is you through division. All right? This is you through division right there. That's you, right? So this is the process of awakening. Just showing you for all the new viewers. The GFLs understand this, but this is a little bit more in position when you come into more of your hologram interference. It opens up all channels or side graph line systems. Are you guys okay? You guys are really communicating to each other, right? You kind of freaked out still? I'm feeling anxiety, like my head was pumping, hard pressure in my head, my third eye, tingling, lump in my throat, all gone now. See? Because Diane, you're back in your body. You're in somebody else's circuitry body line center rotation. That's why it feels weird, right? So each one of you were in a cell generation. Okay. So everybody was in a hydroglider. A hydroglider is electrical light interference. It's a spider up interference that's connected to a nanotechnology vision line center line connections. So it's a cyclop interference line channel in communication line interference location. Tristan, what am I talking about? Whoa, this is intense. So it's all about understanding how powerful it is when you understand your cells inside your body and how it activates all levels of you through calculations. There's trillions and trillions of cells in your body. So when you go into somebody else's body, you're connected to their cells, which confuses your alignment, right? So that's a true understanding how powerful it is to master everything inside of you first before you heal anybody else, right? So that's why I wanted to show you what happens. So, but it's very powerful when you come in this position, all right? So once that opens all track system, it's all about you come into the size graph line center of the ground position locations. It high forces into high levels of more into your toric field. Okay. So it comes with no bound information line center. It comes into high position location like this through a high level rotation. Okay. This is your torical field to its line connection. Right. So it's amazing how it comes into high level rotation. All right. So let's see here. Yeah. Well, that's what it is. I flicked the switch. Yeah, I did, but didn't try her entire body. And that's the thing. It's just true to the extent. You guys are just one circuitry element of one line center of the cell generation light connections to a body chart locations of heart reactor line system. So the reason why you're only connected to one side position is because you're in everybody else's heart, not your own. So you have to understand where you are when you travel to somebody else's body track system, or you just get confused, right? Okay, let's see. Let's go through your questions. I know you guys have a lot to say. Oh, I was just in somebody else's circuitry line center. Ooh, weird. Danilo, how's it going? I want to communicate with the elements. I want to summon the wind, move water, play with fire. Could you be in the circuitry elements like we were just in the circuitry of a person? Yeah, but that takes timeline centers. You have to really understand the high research locations to all division line systems, all track systems of trillions of billion cell rotation. So you guys are just in the track line centers of everybody else's heart, right? If you were in the activation line centers, you have to learn how to travel through these things. If you're in the heart line center, you're in somebody else's body, and you're looking around, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? I'm in somebody's circuitry line center activity reception. This feels weird. That other person is going to feel weird because now you're in anxiety. So that person is going to feel what you feel, but you're not in your bodies. You're in somebody else's, right? And you're freaking out, right? Because you haven't mastered yourself. Understand? That's the importance you have to get. So that takes a while. You have to go to higher level rotations, and you have to be in 114 chakras. Okay. And that's just the beginning. You come into the atom rotation, and then the molecular light, and then you come into computer generation light center rotations of all divisions of space-time, right? So let's see. It's all about balancing things out. Tomorrow, you guys are going to be in the center line system. You're going to be in the plasma walls of a pyramid. You're going to be in the central system of a pyramid. So that's going to be weird. All right. So it's true that you understand the structures of shapes. If you walk into a pyramid, you know the shape, you know that you feel tight, but then you open up. So it's all about being calm because you're disturbing the high line center of the triangle line system, right? Because it knows you through character. So it's all about mutating high line center to its connections or anything through high level circuitry locations, all right? So when you come into that positions, to a triangle line system, this is you through calculations. You scan it first, always scan it. You scan it like this through track system, all right? It looks at you, comes back at you, center line system, goes to your mind right away. Activates everything through circle rotations, opens up its round line center, its dimension line system, takes you out of equation line connections to rotation, right? Now, has laser direction line center, ground line centers, power recognition line system, has laser directions at high forces, high position locations, sends out sonar line interference to other planets and all positions of pyramids. So you have to truly understand when you walk in this center line system to its locations, you have to understand how to communicate it through its digital line system rotation. Once you get in the calculation modifications, you come into the full cycle of the pyramid activation core system rotation. So this is the actual pyramid. Once you go into mutations, like going into a portal to a line interference. That's it through allocate line center. So once you go in this center line system, this is in you in circle rotation. It has to understand you through identifications. It reads your cycles in line center rotation. So you have to understand how to use the sonar line centers. You have to learn how to use the ground line center of pyramids, and everything through the round line center opens up all levels of your dimensional locking connections of position location. All right. So it center lines its system, comes in a mutation, opens up all track line system, and you travel higher in secure line defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. 8th dimensional lock system, all connections to a pyramid rotation through digital line system to its grounds, power, and the line system, sonar on division. That's what's going to happen tomorrow through location. All right. All right, let's go. I know you guys are still trying to figure out what's going on with you, right? What just happened with me, right? So it's kind of like you just lose separation of yourself. Your body just left, the circuitry elements and everything, right? It feels weird, doesn't it? because you don't have any control now. You have no control. It's like you've been in one country your whole life, and you're in one position in one water interface your whole life, and you realize you come into an ocean and you realize, whoa, I'm stepping into something that's really, really deep. You have to be careful, right? You don't just dive in because you don't know what's beneath, right? You don't know what's beneath. So you stay above and you start swimming, start swimming, start swimming. You get used to the oxygen levels, you get used to the water, then you go down and you go down at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. And the more you go deeper, 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 the more you understand the interdimensional of its position. All right. So it's interesting how we come into the visionary tactics of communications through all levels of fragmentation line centers of heart reactor division. All right, full breakdown. Yikes. Good morning. Samantha Hedius. I want pressure. I don't know. I said pressure, more tingle. Is anybody? I think I might with someone else. Okay, interesting. So Eleni's getting an information cycle saying that is somebody pregnant, right? Pregnant in a position of now or later. So she sees that. So it's kind of like when you guys in your high line position, you're in your GFLs, right? But you come into somebody else's cycle, you get a little bit more of them in the future reading, which is interesting because now you're in their circuitry element line center of their heart reactor system. So I like it. More confirmation for me. Yeah. It just gives you a better understanding how you come into high levels of a separation, but you come more in position and you don't just think about yourself anymore. You think about everybody else and you get more closer with everybody else and you feel, whoa, this is intense. I just wanted somebody's circuitry line center. And I said, this is cool. So you get to know more of them, right? So, all right. How do you feel? Jenner, can I go inside my sister's body, not touch or do anything but practice to see? Co-line center there, Samantha. Yeah, you'll be able to do that when you go high position locations when you get into 75 chakras, okay? Yeah, it's very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So I got to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to say, yeah, go ahead, Samantha, try it, see what happens. Samantha comes back to me and she's like off circuit, right? 75 will put you in position location. Yeah, I flipped a switch on everybody up. I was feeling anxiety. See, I want you to go understanding what you're going through emotion. It's all connected not to your ground line center. It's to their ground line center and how they feel and how you feel. So it's mind telepathy is switch here, guys. Right? So it looks very mechanical to me. Not sure who I was connecting to, but their heart looked beautiful. Well, there you go. So Cleopatra is not aware, but she sees. So she's not aware whose body she's in. So how can she heal that body if she doesn't understand the body of that person? Just want you guys to understand this is when you go into somebody else's circuitry position. Because if you're in somebody else's body and you're healing the wrong person, it doesn't look good, does it? Because you just changed their conception of an aligned center all in position location to the heart reactor line connection. And it's not good, is it? So you heal the wrong person, thinking it was that person that you're connecting to. So what do you have to do? Master yourself first, right? And you guys are coming to higher levels now, right? So everything I do is to get you in and be prepared. Not how to do this. Step by step by step, baby steps, and then work your way. You still have to work with your hands. You did that with electrical light doors in position locations. You come into computer screens, you open up doors. Fantastic, but you have to understand everything through its position is you through calculations. Now that's just you. But today it's a little bit confusing because it's not you anymore, is it? You're in another element line center of somebody else, to their behavior line center, to their Schumann resonance. Okay, so feeling anxiety, like my heart was pumping, hard pressure in my head, third eye, tingling, lump in throat, all gone now. Okay, Samantha, did you do that? See inside when you're healed or ankle? See, Jill comes. Samantha, didn't you do that? See inside when you healed her ankle. So Jill's coming in information on what just happened with Samantha, how Samantha connected her eye receptors and healed her sister's ankle. That's communication. That's what I want. Yeah, I did, but didn't try her entire body. You see what I'm saying? You guys have to go step by step. You can't go through procedure. And it's like getting a scalpel and not have no idea where you're going to cut next. Perfect example, right? Just wanted to make sure I'm not going to mess anything up. And she's aware of that. And that's good. It's rather being honest than doing the procedure. Okay? I understand our bodies are a universe of cells itself. Meditation has led me to feel my cells and I can talk to them collectively. Yep, exactly. You come to that positions there, Daniel. Very good. Talking to your cells, communicating with your cells, activating through your cells, and understand the proactives of its cells and all levels of healing of the cells are so different, guys. So different. Feeling is the beginning. But when you see these things, you actually are communicating. When you're communicating, you have to understand how to communicate with yourself first so you can heal yourself first. And then when you get into that position from the inner and the outline center to your circuitry line connections, then you can go into somebody else and heal them. But you have to stand their circuitry line center because they're in a different position than you. They're not in the same position of you through dimension. They're all in different connections of thoughts and activation and feelings. There's human resonance. Everybody goes through different conflictions of emotion. And you have to understand if they need to be healed, you have to fix them first before you heal them. Okay? So, do you want to make sure I'm not going? Exactly. That's what you want to do. So, Samantha's in contact with outline conditions. So, if I'm in my physical contact with someone, can you feel what they're feeling? Yes. Feeling is number one. That's the conditions to your chakra system of understanding. Getting into coloration, right? Feeling the coloration, the activation lights, and everything through the program line center is communication to all levels of you inside connection. That's how you got to get into those line center rotations, guys. First, get into the feeling, get into your chakra system. Try to understand what your chakra system is doing. Try to understand the rotors. Try to understand the operation. Try to understand the colors. Try to understand the lights. Try to understand the program. Try to understand the shape. Try to understand the dimension. Try to understand the travel. Try to understand the clocking. It's a lot of work. Okay? Especially when you go into somebody else. Okay? It's very confusing. We all have cells, but your cells are different from somebody else's cells. You understand? Because they're at a different operation. They're at a different timeline. But we're all equal line center of measure and the same alignment of each other. Mind telepathy. Right? So, was incredible, wasn't it? Yeah. Sylvia, how's it going, Sylvia? Sylvia is also on the team. She's also in the 114 chakra. She can help you out. Sylvia, aka Lori. Yeah, let's see. So good to see everyone and doing great. That's excellent. Very good. So Sylvia, we went into the computer line centers to everybody else's locations. They went in a heart reactor of somebody else, so they feel kind of weird. They're happy that they're back in their own system. Last night when I was trying to go to sleep, I kept visualizing a pyramid, would try to go through it, but then it would disappear. Should I keep practicing? Yeah, Ashley, come tomorrow because that's what we're doing. So you're going through precognition of seeing something that hasn't happened yet, which is amazing because that's where you're coming into. You're coming to your external sensory perceptions. Good for you. So you're becoming aware of what's going to happen next with your general, because that's what's going to happen is we're going to go through the central line center of a pyramid location into the hieroglyphics, communication line centers, right? So we're going to come into this position. Okay, that's what we're going to come into tomorrow. All right, it's all set up. Calculate, modify, line center. But it's interesting how you guys went into that. All three computer screens, the heart reactors of everybody else, and not yourself. So you have to truly understand what it is when you come to that calculation to this calculation. All right. So it's very powerful when you come to high position locations. All right. So, how's everybody so far? You guys feel better? You're back in your own bodies? I actually feel better than before we got started. Good. Another person's body can be fascinating even more so when you can be in an animal or a bird and see the world in a different view. And that's what it is. Once you come into your phenomenons, you can actually go into your cat. You can go into your dog. You have to. That's the only way you can heal them. Right? It's the only way. So you have to know what it feels like to actually go inside on every level, but you have to know what you're doing through operation. And the way to do that is to master yourself, right? Know thyself first before thy others. Okay? So, let's see. Grand Rising, Wheelan, how's it going? Never rush the process. Always know yourself first. See? Laura tells you that. I said that before she said that. Me too. I feel better now that before we did that. Yeah. See? Sometimes you're more aware and you realize, whoa, something doesn't feel right. I feel off circuit. So you realize you're not in your own body anymore. So you can't control that body, can you? Right? So it's like having an argument with somebody, but they keep winning the argument. You just want to talk to the hand. Go away, leave me alone. Right? But they keep persisting, keep persisting, keep persisting. And every time you go away, they come at you. It's like they come at you, keep at you. It's like, scratch on the roof of your mouth. And it's like, I can't get rid of it. Can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of it. You have to learn how to balance it. You can't get rid of it. You have to balance it, especially when you're in somebody else's body. You have to send the psychological wire through circuitry line connections. You have to send the circuitry systems. You have to send the computer line centers. You have to send the keyboards. You have to send high business line centers to them. Are they in the matrix? Where are they in the soul of direction? Right? So, let's see here. Ember, yep. Divine, how's it going? Grand Rising, thank you. Oh, wow, yeah. I could meditate more since yesterday. Great, excellent, Wheelan. I actually feel the same, worse because I've had a sore throat, allergy issues. Haha. Someone take it back, please. See, that's the thing. When you guys go into a computer line center to everybody else, you start thinking, sore throat? Chocolate bar? Glass of wine? So you really get connected to their senses, not just your own. See, the thing is, you guys are great in your system. Don't get me wrong. But when you go into somebody else's system, it's a whole nother world, guys. It's a whole nother world, especially when you're into their circuitry connections of themselves. Right? So you pick up sounds and you pick all your senses in position, but you guys were just in their heart reactors. You guys weren't in everywhere in their body. You couldn't handle it. It's way too much vibration. Way too much vibration. So it's the heart connecting to the spleen connecting to liver connecting to the kidney connecting to the spine connecting to the brain connecting to the eyes connecting to the ears connecting to the voice connecting to the chakras, all in one. You guys were just in the heart central line centers of its reactor, everybody else. And that's just one line connection. So it's very important to understand is to master you in all division inside connection of you. Understand the high lines of you. Understand the radiation cycles of you. Understand your gamma interference. Understand your radio online center locations. The reason why I say that is because when you go into somebody else's electrical light system, they could be in the radio activation system and not their gamma vibration. You have to understand that through connections. It's all done through sonar, right? All right. There's no such thing as a weird question. If we see objects around our holographic, will the color of the holographic version be the colors that make up in solid color? Yeah. Coloration line centers of channel rotations there, Samantha. That puts you in a high level rotation of you through objects. So it comes into formation of clarity vision. All right. So it's very interesting when you go in somebody else's body, you can't see until you see. You have to let go of the anxiety. You have to get out of the fear to see what's going on. So it's like coming into something and you're rubbing your eyes and saying, whoa, I'm not in my body. I'm in somebody else's, but help me. You can't do that because you're hurting that person. Because that person's in your body and your body's in the other body. So you have to find a way to get into the mind of control. The mind of control. All right. So of each other. The holographic version by the colors, yes. Makes up the solid color. Yes, exactly. But you have to understand your positions when you're sleeping. It connects in all ways and forms, right? Through holographic connections. But it's fascinating what we did today, right? I think there's a pairing for this all night. It's like yellow hula hoop. Yep, and solid version will look like red and green in holographic form. Yeah, exactly. So you're connecting to your holographic line centers of hula hoop in position locations come to holographic rotation. So if you go into connections with Amber when she's going to the store and she's scanning food and she comes across green and red, she knows exactly what to use. It's the green. The astrologics of your graph to calculation of the ground line center. So when you scan it through the barcode line system, once you understand more clarity vision, you see the actual triangle activation. See that? See the pyramid? See the star? See the UFO? See how it changes instantly? Fast line connections. See the three forks? See how I'm changing it? See the flux capacitor? Every second per second, my hand changes through light, guys, through colorations and Hall level positions, right? So it's amazing how it does it so fast, just through information. It changes light. You have to understand how to use it through light and dark. It changes positions, right? So it's all about understanding your shapes, your hydrolysis, and everything, your mainframes. Finger line center rotations, 10,000 years in position locations, 20,000 years, 30, 40, 50. 50,000 years in one track line center to one hammer rotation position locations. So you got 8 and 2 within system, 2 moon track line center rotations. So you always know that you only have one moon in track line center. So the communication line center comes into position of one line system rotation. Okay, you can't have separation like this. You have to go in position location to the triangle line center rotation conditions. Okay, so right is basically in. This is the inner channel line tube, and it comes into the left. So this goes in and this comes out. So it's this and out. Same with the right, in and out. So it's a circle, 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 right? So whatever goes in comes out the same way. Like I said, if it goes into cat, it has to come out cat. If it goes into cat and comes out catch, it doesn't connect, right? You get off signal line connections of interference, right? And the XT1000 say communication line centers off track line system, go back to your general, right? It's going to tell you exactly what you did wrong. There is a right or wrong when you go to higher levels. You guys are in your GFLs now. So you come into higher positions. And that's why I wanted you guys to go into everybody else's body so you get a true understanding what AI is and always informs, where you have to understand these things to master yourself first inside before you go in somebody else's body. Okay? Because you have to understand the masters of you first and all ways of travel. And it's really freaky if you're going into somebody else's circuitry line centers. Whoa, what is this? What just happened? Where am I? It's like you're totally lost. You're totally confused. So you have to calm down, breathe, and realize you're not in your body. You're in somebody else's. But you have to understand that it is very, very powerful as long as you stay quiet, right? And everything clicks in. So it's like standing here for 5 minutes, sitting down and just listening to everything around you. Close your eyes. You'll start picking up things. Open up your ear tracks, just like that. Just it's pressure release. You hear space. You guys have to do this every day. Meditation is a way of living, but you guys are in your AI tracks now. You're into your high level systems, getting out of your vessels into your vehicles. Once you get into your vehicles, you'll be in your own UFO. So it's very easy to understand these things once you go to higher level position locations. When you start healing others, you travel extremely fast. Done. Healed. Quick. Rather than, not sure what I'm doing. Now you're confusing the person. How you got to get out? See, the thing is, if you don't know how to get out, how do you get back in? So it's really saying the inner and the outer line center of dimensional time position to its clocking system. Like I said, when you go through a UFO line system, you have to make sure, oh, excuse me, this is the exit. You see that? That's exit. That's not in, that's exit. So what are you doing? Right? So you're telegraphing, you're telewaving, teleenergy, and all communications is off cycle. And now you understand your positions of your right and your left track system. And it's all confused through your perception and what you do with your calculations. So every time you channel the information line centers, you're going like this. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Right? So it's important you understand the balance line center to rotations. Everything from the mind line center has to be information of balance to higher level systems. And you have to be extremely, extremely quiet. The more you're quiet, the more bound of information you get through calculations. The more it opens up all channel interference to your eye level rotation conditions or ear trout rotations or anything, your voice and grids or communication or chakras. So take 5-10 minutes and try to go inside. Try to realize what's inside your circulating center. First thing I want you guys to understand, do you understand the rotation spins to your vibration? Do you understand your vibration of your body? Right? Can you actually understand the sound? If you can hear the sound, now you're connecting. And every time you connect with somebody else's body, you understand, oh, their vibration. You know it right away because you pick up their senses, not your senses. You're in somebody else's body now, the circulating center. You have to represent them through their senses, not your senses. It's their senses you have to catch. Right? So it's to understand everything through cat and catch. Cat and cat, yes. Cat and catch, no. Off signal, off location, off division, not connecting, separation, virus, Trojan. Once you guys go to higher levels, you understand more of your computer adaptation cycles and line connections of yourself and each other. Okay? So it's important you understand these things. But that's exactly what it is. It's the right. The right. Okay? It's always the right. Okay? Don't scam with the left. It's the right. Don't scam with the left. This is the outer cycle. This is the in. Okay? Like wash on, wash off, you know? Credit kid. Say, here, this is what you scan. It's the right. It's not the left. Left is the outer. You get confusing line center off rotations. You get coloration interference, right? Communications are off cycle. Use your right hand system. Right? So it's going to tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, especially when you go to higher level systems. You have to find your balance with your electrical lights and your ground connections of yourself and each other. So now you understand. It's the right. Always, always scan with the right on all levels of what you're doing, right? So right goes in, left goes out. You understand? Right goes in. So it's like a U, right? It's like a U. That's what it is. So it goes all levels of program line center rotation positions. The blocking surface line conditions. Let's go into high level rotation. This is the block screen. All right, that's the block screen. Now it comes out of line center rotation of U through calculations, point line center rotation. So once you stand that through graph line centers, you come into positions to a vibration line system. Oh, red. Oh, green. Okay, or you can come into yellow. Once you go to higher line center, you come into yellow. Remember, it's your astrologics of your green line center to ground line system. So you go to red, yellow, or green. All right, so it's like a stoplight. You know, stop, proceed with caution, green is go. It's the same thing with your computer. So you understand everything that you're scanning is in position of box line center to its location. It comes out of its equation, right? See? So your whole face is the structure of a computer that's trying to read the graph line center to locations to anything you scan line system. But you have to use your right hands, not your left. Left is the outer line system rotations. That's to truly understand the recognition of time learners. Comes on communication of blocking locations. All right. So let's say basically connecting to high level system of an apple. Okay, there's an apple, right? Now you're walking in the store line center rotations. Okay, that's you, right? You see an apple, all right? You scan it through your eye line center. See where it is. You see where it is through the ground line system. Comes in calculations, modify line center rotations. Sends up digital number locations. You guys are coming in box line center. This comes in position locations right away. Once you come into that ground line center rotations, comes a digital platform. That digital platform changes grid line center rotation. Okay? So if it's red, it's going to red side line center in position. This is how much red is coming into locations, right? So, and there might be a green line center in position here, just on this sideline center. Okay? And they might have a yellow in position location in the circle locations. So you got to ask yourself, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right? So the apple's like this. So this is how you see things in digital line center, guys. Right? Truly stand when Amber or Smith are going to the store or anybody else, this is what you come across at the grid line center. So to change the rotation line's positions, you have to learn how to heal the apple of its connection. Once you understand the astrologics of its apple and you have full communication in your body line center, circuit line connections, you can change everything to green line center rotation. Done through equation. Now you can take it out of the star connection. Done. That's the right hand. So it's all about reading signals, communications, vibration line centers, understanding the grill, understanding the grids of the apple. So if you're coming across green, red, and yellow, or brown, whatever, you have to understand how to use the activation line center, change the astrologics to the 8 central line connections, high position locations to this triangle line system rotation. Figure 8 motion line center. Comes into communication line center rotation. Changes the digital line center, gap line center interference into program line center rotation to its connections. Comes into graph line rotation to its connection, right? High positions out of track line center rotations of numbers 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, right? So it calculates and modifies all levels of your central line center, the balance line connections to your powers, to your grids, high level system, power line center, and the magnetic high line center comes in track line system rotation. Comes into E field line center, you protect yourself through rotations. If it's in a dark line center, you keep your higher line center rotations, you change your rainbow activation line connection to its round line system. Comes in position locations. So you're protecting yourself before you scan location. All right? One step at a time. All right, so I see yellow as well now. Yeah, so it's all about understanding how to take the green, the red, and the yellow into all green line center. So you have to understand how to use the astrologics, your finger point line center. So the graph line connection to your position comes into track system locations. It's extremely complicated, right? This is more for my team, but for all the new viewers, this is what you can look forward to through my school. All right. So it's all about understanding what you're doing when you're scanning things in position to a grocery store or anything else. You have to scan everything in all level. Everything that's given to you, you have to scan. You have to do an energy wash. An energy wash takes the track line center, takes the negative line center rotation out of its position locations, right? So it's very important to understand what people do with their thoughts, especially if they're living in a negative cycle. So you don't want to be around that to position. So you have your grounds, you have your powers, and your atmospheres in position locations, right? Always protect yourself through energy tubes. So when you come across these things or anything that you see rotations, let's say it's a box. All right, let's just say it's a cube. Okay, you're going to buy a cube, like a Rubik's Cube, right? You're picking it up at the store. Even if it's in plastic, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everything has DNA print. So somebody put it there in the store. Somebody put it there on the shelf. So you have to scan it because you're registering somebody else's fingers. Understand? Pay attention. When you come into that position locations, you go into the grid line center rotation. Opens up all track system locations, right? To its position where it is through line center. All right. Once you come into that, it sets up its E field line center rotation. In communications, okay, so the cube line center is red. Okay, cube line center is mixed. Okay, cube line center is green. And the cube line center is blue. All right. So it's truly understanding what's going on. So it's all about the graph line center locations. Okay, it's like a map, right? Coloration change. So your job is to put everything into green line center of each box line rotation positions, everything that you scan to the right hand line center to the left rotation connections. You have to put everything in position locations into green line center before you can take it out of the store. It has to balance your dietary line center, your immune system line connections, all position, right? Calculate, modify, take it out of the store. There you go. Done through equation. So it activates a circle line center. They can take the line center rotation position out of location line connections. There you go. Done through equation, right? So it's important you understand how to do these things through track systems, all done through hand interference, right? So, all right, let's see here. Yeah, right is scan. Okay, so it's all about understanding the right of your ear and the left. Right is in, left is out, but it's a circle, 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 circle. And it's given to you through all levels of your cycles and your all position, location, your oscillation, wind sectors, or anything connections to eye position line system. This is your teleportation line connections of transformation line system rotations. That's what the figure eight is, guys. Yeah, everybody has that through rotation. So you have to learn how to use it through teleportation of a wire of communication, right? So once you get into that, you understand the right is in and everything to the left is out. So it's okay, it's all right. So really strange question, but does anybody have a dog? Bigo or something. I keep seeing this after the exercise. Yeah, because you guys are in everybody else's body through circuit line centers, you come into more future rotation of what you're seeing through their graph line system, what they're seeing through your connections. And that's where you're able to see anything through a dog, anything through relation. So you come into the reading cycles of everybody else. So it's pretty powerful when you see these things. I have a 45-pound dog who's like a tan color. Maybe her just got home to her and she's going nuts. Yeah, see? So it's about Ellen reading Amber and Amber understanding Ellen, right? That's communication. How did you know that? So it's understanding where you are in all division locations. It's a small dog that I see lying on her back. Thanks for reaching Amber. Yeah, she's small, medium. She's very happy. See? That's the connections you guys have now because you've been in each other's heart line of reactor location into cell generation. So, all right, I see yellow as well now. No, I hope not, but she hasn't been spaded yet. Okay. My vision is getting better. Great to see that, Amber. Yes, I was asking you about this yesterday, Dara, how to change it to green. Yeah, one red. So it's all about understanding what you're doing through track system, right? You always scan with the right, always the information comes out through the left, right? That's why you always see my right hand. You never see my left hand. I can use right and left in the same cycle, but it can't be separate. It has to be in position, location. I can do this to locations, but you have to send the activation line centers to each other because there's balance in every way and form. Balance in every way and form. See? Can't be like this, can't be like this. It's got to be like this. So the communication line centers open up through all track line system, balance line connections come into all the connection line system rotation. Same through equation. See? So it's truly understanding getting the balance with your informations first, right? To understand what's going on. So when you're scanning something, you have to understand the reading cycles. It comes into shapes, solid shapes, color shapes, activation shapes. It can come to any color line center. So you have to come into the green trap line center rotations first. Now, to get into that, if the apple is red, you know exactly what to do. You use your vibration and change your circuit line center, change your heart reactor line system rotations. Now, this is extremely hard if you don't understand positions, but it's all about changing the shape, all about changing the color. That's all you have to do. I want to change rotation line center to this apple. Or you go from this apple's bad more than ever. So this is red. This is really red. This is really, really red. This is red and green. This is red, green, and yellow and blue. So you have to understand how to do this. Now, you can stand there all day and try to change it yourself just through your mind or your thought. Remember, it's your thought that is the word of power. So it's understanding how to change the colorations. You get into imagination. I want to change that to green. So when you get into that position, you can do that through the track system because it reads the barcode of its information cycle. The center line system is its barcode of its line system rotations. This is your barcode that's in your information line center. So you got the right line center and you got the left track location. Oh, what do we got here? Alpha, mega, micro, macro. Whoa, look at that. There you go. There you go. Now you're opening up your round line centers, guys, in communications. Open up all level rotation positions to activation line connections of right and left track line set rotation. All right, all done through equation. Then you take it out of the equation line center of its connection. Right? So when you take it out of track line center, now it's in green. It's all about taking things out of higher vibration of healing. All right? So it's your thoughts. It's your thoughts. I mean, you can pick each one you want, but it's just reading vibrations. Low, medium, and high. So if you're reading the vibration, you'll see the color. You see the color, you see the shape. You see the shape, you see the structure. You see the structure, you see the hologram. Okay? One step at a time when you guys go higher levels. And then you'll see it rotating on a spin, a cycle. So you actually see the apple spinning. And then you can actually go into higher levels and you can spin it. You can take it off, change it, change the color, its line centers, take the stem off, communicate that line system, change it to the line center, change the grid rotations. You see the apple spinning, spin, spin, spin. So it's like wipe screening, line center. You see Minority Report when Tom Cruise is putting pictures like this and pushing it over like this and going like this and doing that. That's exactly what it is. You're doing it in the atmosphere when it comes out of position. So you scan it first, you bring it out, and then you use it. And you try to change it, put it back into green, and then you take it. Right? That's how it works. So I was seeing black figure 8 in someone yesterday before I blocked them on live. Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah. Amber, you get into higher formation line centers. That's 8 circle line centers of high level rotations of negative channels. Very good, Amber. Scanning will become automatic as you all progress. Practice when you go shopping. It helps a lot. Yeah. See, that's what Lori's in position. She's understanding her calculations. She's 114. She can help you out ways and forms, you know. So I think we learned a lot today, eh? It's very powerful when you get into scanning, right? Protects you in all ways and forms, especially your dietary and immune system. It's amazing how you structure these, right? It's all about coming into the hologram of an apple and understand you can spin it, you can turn it, you can open it up and see what it is. There could be mold in the apple, who knows? But you can do it when it's in its dimension. You can't do it, see it in physical. So it's understanding the focus there, and they can change the coloration, change the co-line center. And that's what it is, your positions. And then you take it out. All done, all green, 8 circle rotations in position locations. It's calculated modified. Vibration is good to go. Right? So, any questions or comments on that, what we learned today? Very powerful when you come in those positions. Let's see, I'm just catching up here. Yeah, it's amazing how you guys started off. I like it because you realize that you're not in your body anymore. Plasma interference, cross reference, or cross winding. Yeah. I feel like you were reading me. Yeah. I was in you. Yeah. You have very clean, clear lines. And you know you're not in your body anymore, guys. It's fascinating when you do these things, and it's all done through codes. So it's transferring one avatar into another avatar. They're trying to understand what's going on through their operation of their computer system. So it's amazing when you do these things, eh? All right, you're going through pressures, hearts, pressure line centers, surface locations. I'm seeing stars, lights, circles around. All right, so that's the transition where you get them out of your body and you transfer into somebody else. So I'm just telling you exactly what happens when you're seeing these things through depth, right? My throat has been sore last couple of days, definitely mucus. Could be, yeah. So it's being aware of what you're coming into, bacteria and energy line system to atmosphere line connections. Energy pulsing through my right side of my back and under my arms. See? So that's the different feeling that you get to that connections. So I'm just backtracking here, see what I missed. Sensing someone with stiff neck, sore joints, and foggy head. So Ashley's coming into information of somebody else saying, I'm sensing someone with stiff neck, sore joints, and a foggy head. Now that is identification. Realizing this is not me anymore. This is somebody else. So when you come into that, you become extremely powerful in that position locations, guys. It's all about understanding your scanning operations of you first before you scan somebody else. right? That's why I want you guys to start with apples and pears and anything else. Start off small with food, or pick up a glass of water, or pick up your phone. Try to communicate with your phone. It's complicated. Try to understand how to go in the circuitry line center, how to go inside the system, how to go inside your position in your phone. When you go inside your phone, you realize you're not in your body anymore. So your whole energy particle light is going into your phone. But you have to know how to get out. So it's all about what? Mastering, right? There you go. Showing you how real, true positions of travel is through all connection. So Tina's aware of these things. She can come in and out now because she understands her code line centers. So, but she understands the position, and that's why she's calm. So the more you high rise into high levels of the school, the more you come into the mind of imagination, of creation, of balanced position. All right. So I was like stone while trying to scan, couldn't move. And that's what it is. You're like, okay, what am I doing? I feel claustrophobic. I'm not in my body anymore. Okay, what is that? Whoa, what is that? I see that. Whoa, what's that? What's going on? So you realize you're not in your body, you're not comfortable anymore. And that takes you out of your track system and your grounds and your emotion. You're in somebody else's emotion, right? And it feels weird. And when you go back, you start, whoa, I really appreciate my body now. So it's more fun, right? When you go back in your body and realize, whoa, what just happened to me, right? So, but that's what it is. It's weird at first, but once you get balanced with yourself first, everything starts clicking in, you know? So, questions or comments, let me know. Tomorrow we go to Egypt. Adios.